District, and I'm here with Mason Moore, one of our recreation educators, who's going to teach us the finer technique of the forehand throw for disc golf. Before we get started, however, I want to talk to you about a few safety aspects. The first one is that during this time of COVID-19, we're going to play practicing social distancing, meaning that we're going to stand at least 6 feet apart. The other thing I want you to be aware of is picking the place where you're going to practice throwing. These discs are hard plastic and very sharp edged. So you want to make sure you're throwing in an area where there's not other people around to get hit. The last safety thing I want to talk about is making sure that you pick up your own disc. And that is in keeping with safety standards for the COVID-19 so that you don't pass the virus by picking up somebody else's disc. So with those 3 things in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Mason, who's going to teach us the forehand throw. Did I even show that right? Here we go. Let's see it.
All right, so the first 2 things that we're going to start with is going to be your grip. For our grip, we have the stability grip, which is going to be a peace sign, so you can make peace. Put your middle finger on the edge of the rim and have your other finger pointing towards center. This stability throw is going to be a lot easier for you to have control of your disc, but you probably won't get as far as you can with the next grip, which is our power grip. All this is you can remember it by turning your piece into a power couple. Bring them together, and now there's a lot more support for your finger to get even more power on that when you throw it. The next thing we want to talk about is your stance. So your stance is very important because it's going to give you your stability and your pull through, and all the power kind of comes through that. So if we were shooting off over in this direction, I want to make sure that I have my shoulders pointing towards whatever I'm aiming at, so the tree line over there, which is different than the backhand. So we want to make sure that we are turning towards it, and I'm going to point with my left foot because I am right-handed. So as I'm coming through, I want to make sure that I dip down my shoulder to my right side, so the one that you're throwing with. That way when you come through, your disc is going to stay nice and flat. If you're right-handed like me and you're throwing a disc, it's going to naturally want to turn to the right side. So that's something to think about when you're throwing. So once again, I have my stance. I have my feet both shoulder length apart. Bring my left foot forward, dip down my shoulder, and you're going to come on through to keep it nice and flat. So when I put this all together, I'm going to have the power throw. So I'm going to put my 2 fingers together. My thumb is on the outside rim. I'm going to point and come through. So when I put it all together, it looks like this. And that is going to be your forehand throw. Awesome. And anything else?
Yep, I think you have to see me try to execute this. Mason, you tell me if I'm doing it right. So feet planted. I'm going to step through with my left foot, and I'm going to dip and I'm going to flick.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go.
Beautiful. See how it stayed nice and flat? That was great. Good form, man.
Thank you, Mason. Well done.